Hi, this is Lou, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a free-flowing, organic sort of painting. Now I posted a version of this to my Instagram the other week and the other day, and yeah, I got some comments asking for a YouTube version of it, so I thought I'd do that. So here we go. I've got some watercolour paper here. I'm just going to tape off a bit in the middle. Last time I did this in my sketchbook and that went okay, and I thought if it's something that might make a good painting in its own right, I'll do it on a piece of watercolour paper and we'll see how it goes. Right, so yeah, so I always tape the table first. This tape actually is not bad, it's from Cass Arts and it doesn't tear the paper too badly, but just sticking it to the table first means that it just saves the paper a little bit. But I really want to make sure, I'm going to be using lots of water on this, I really want to make sure that it's not going to get underneath the tape, so I'm just going to make sure all of the corners are nice and stuck down. And yeah, ready to go. So I've got some clean water and I'm going to use that just to paint on the surface. So nice clean paintbrush, get it nice and wet, lots of water on it, and then I'm just going to start making trails along the paper. So with my brush quite upright and held quite loosely, I'm just going to drag it around. And when I start to run out of water, I'll just go and collect some more. And it's quite difficult to see what I'm doing at the minute. If I put my head on the side, I can kind of see like where the water is reflecting the light a little bit. I think you can probably see it on camera better than I can see it here. And then I might want some like splodgy areas with bigger kind of pools of colour in. So there. So I think that's probably enough to get started with. I'm just going to take some colour, and it doesn't really matter which colour. I'm going to go for greens and blues for this one. I've already got a little bit of water in my indigo, which is nice and dark. And then I'm just going to pick up quite a bit of that on my brush, and then I'm going to find one of my little areas of water and just start kind of dropping that in and see what it does. That one's not going very far. Let's try a different colour and see if that goes further. So this one is Pthalo Turquoise. Let's try up here a bit. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to pick up the paper and just give it a little bit of a helping hand. You'll find that some colours, you put them into the water and they just go whoosh and disappear. Usually the Buff Titanium does that quite nicely. I know this isn't a bluey, greeny colour. You see how it spreads like that? So this does mix nicely with these turquoises and blues. And kind of create some areas of like chalkiness. What the colour did I want to use? Yeah, I've got Mayan blue here. And this is Winsor blue. I should get a nice hit of colour from some Winsor blue. And I'm just tapping that into the water that's already on the page. Just going with some green up here. And then I think I need more of a trail heading out in this direction. So let's just take the water on the brush and dance it around. Some more over here. And again, this is quite dry, so I can dance my brush around creating those trails where I want them to be, even if there's not a wet bit of paper there anyway. And I can take some more water, and it's a little bit mucky at this stage, so I can see where I'm putting it a bit better. A little bit more over there. Maybe connect that one up. Connect that one up there. A bit more of an indigo colour. It's really nice and dark. And I'm just trying not to overthink it. Try not to overthink it, not to overdo it. I think I need to leave this now to dry, and then I'll come back for stage 2. So this is the first stage and it's all completely dry. To be fair, you don't need to wait for it to be completely dry to get to the second stage, but it helps if you're like clumsy like me and you're likely to stick a big thumb or finger in it. And I'm just going to mix up the same colours again, and this time I'm going to paint the negative space. So where there's a big gap, I'm going to paint in the gap. Oh, could do with a bit more colour there, I think. And again, you can do this with water and drop colour into it if you like, or you can just paint the spaces with the colour like this. So I might take that blue that I've painted and maybe drop a little bit of green into it just to give it a bit more variety. And then I've got some green on my brush. Let's put this in here. And I'm just trying to leave a nice gap. It doesn't matter too much whether it's perfect, because it's organic. It's supposed to be a bit random and it doesn't have to be perfect. Just playing with some colours. So let's take some of my water, and it's still a bit mucky because I've got I didn't clean it from when I put all of this on here, but that's okay. It's going to be within this sort of colour palette anyway. So I can paint this bit here, and then I can take some colour and drop it in on one side and then the other. We'll just let it mingle and see what it wants to do. While that's drying, let's fill in a couple more areas. It gets a bit fiddly doing these little ones. How far you want to go is entirely up to you. And then what you can do if you've got some lighter areas that have dried is start adding layers just onto some of those dried areas. So I've got a little bit here. I can get just an extra little blob of colour on there. Maybe a little bit up here. In there. And maybe even join that up there and add a little bit more there. Again, you can fiddle around with this as much as you like. I think I'm going to leave this one here, wait for it to dry, and then see if I think it needs anything else. Okay, this is all dry now, so I'm going to try and carefully peel the tape away. There we go. Now, I have to decide which way around it goes. It could be any way. Can't even remember which way I painted it. Not like that way around. I think that probably is the way I painted it. And you could leave it as it is. I think I'm going to go in with a white pen and just add a few little details. Nothing major, nothing complicated. Just give it a bit of something else. So there we go. I'm not quite sure what this is apart from some random abstract organic shapes and a bit of a play with colour. But I had quite a lot of fun making it, and I hope that you will too. So thanks for joining me again, and I look forward to seeing you soon in another video. Bye bye.